something happened my junior year of college. I was diagnosed with cancer. And so, which is crazy, right? And then I took off of, had to take off a semester as I was battling it. And when I got back into school, that's a whole other story. We can go down there if you want to. But I was out for the semester battling cancer. I came back and then I just started only focusing on psychology. I don't know why. I just did. And that's all I've been doing ever since. Went back to grad school, got my master's in clinical, and then I've been working ever since.
We've had several cancer survivors on the show, myself included, and I
Wow.
can't imagine being yeah, but I was 40 when I was diagnosed, and so I can't
I
imagine
was
what it was
20.
like. 20?
Yeah, I was about 20, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm curious what that was like for you, and
Yeah,
what has that journey been like for you, the survivorship journey?
amazing. Um, amazing. I was very much a people pleaser. I was very much, it's a lot. It's actually it's interesting because a lot of people that I work with come from similar backgrounds. Not the cancer part, but the people pleasing, putting other people's needs before their own, and making sure that everyone's okay. And I wasn't doing that for myself. Um, I was in a relationship that wasn't the healthiest for me at the time. I was under a lot of stress at the time, and when it happened, it just blew my whole world apart. Right? It was a type of cancer that they had not seen much in the U.S. So there wasn't much information to go on how to treat it. They just knew that it was really aggressive. And they also knew that the treatment would be really aggressive. And so the news that I got from the hospital was that uh, call your family, leave school, and we got to get you in this hospital immediately. And so it was interesting because the conversation was like, are you telling me what are you telling me? Are you telling me I'm not going to make it? And they were like, well, this is what we can tell you. The cancer is aggressive and the treatment is even more aggressive. You deduce what you want to deduce from that. And that was that. And then that's when the journey began. I was a RA in school. I had to quit my job. I had to leave campus. I went to Oberlin College in Ohio, and I ended up moving to Cleveland because that's where they had University Hospital. And there was like an experimental hospital that worked with a lot of children. And the cancer that I had was pediatric in nature. So they had the most skill, even though there were only 26 cases, but they had the most skill in how to treat it than some of the other hospitals. And so I
Okay.
lived in a home that was kind of like a Ronald McDonald House right across the street from the hospital. And so, yeah, that was an experience. And I would go back and forth
Right.
for a year. Um, and by some crazy miracle or something, the survival rate was like 15%, I think. By some miracle, I went I want to say I went in September. I came out in May, went through the whole thing, the whole gambit, chemo, radiation, surgery, was working in June and was back in school in September. September? Yes.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. So yeah.
And having a rare cancer, it sounds like maybe even affected your perspective even more because,
Exactly.
they're saying the odds are not in your favor. You survived and you're thriving,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what changed was, I was telling you before, of me being a people pleaser. What changed was that as I was fighting this, I couldn't do that anymore. Like this was literally life and death. So, and it was that aspect. And also the doctors didn't know much what to do about it. And I can tell that was the hard part because I can tell they didn't really know what to do. And they were just kind of trying it out and see what happens, trying it out, we'll see what happens. And I live in a home with other cancer patients. And so I saw what happens when that didn't work out. I saw what happens when they try everything they can and then it doesn't work. And so I had to figure out a way how do I fight this on my own, having no skill in this and having no superpowers to beat cancer on my own. And so what I learned to do was I focused on my mind and I focused on how to make myself feel good as much as possible, how to make myself happy, how to keep a positive mindset throughout the experience, because I felt like that's all I had, the only weapon I had to combat this. And so when there were a lot of miraculous things that happened through this journey, that the doctors didn't quite understand. I felt like I understood it because I knew that it was a piece of treatment that wasn't just fix the body. There was a large part that was fix the mind, and that was my job to do.
Right. I mean, fixing the mind is probably the most challenging piece. Like you, I have been a people pleaser my whole life and have spent plenty of time in therapy myself trying to work that out. And it did not shift for me right away.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
right. It's been in the last 2 years where I've really said, questions, why do I continue to do the things I do the way that I do them? Right? Why do I have these patterns? Where do they come from? Really interrogating that and then saying, is this the healthiest way that I can live?